Hi everyone, this is Group 5 of the Persuasive Speech. Our topic today is should we ban plastic straws? Plastics, such as plastic bags, plastic straws, occupy an essential place in our life now. Imagine go to your favorite fast food restaurant and eating your favorite food. You put the plastic straw in your drink, finish the drink, and then you put it in the trash. Plastic straws bring us great convenience because of its cheap price. However, it creates a huge waste of resource and pollution to the environment. We've been living this lifestyle for a long time, but it is time to make a change.
In today's presentation, our team will be talking about pros and cons of banning plastic straws, backing up by statistics showing reasons of both sides. We'll also discuss how plastics are negatively affecting the environment, damaging our marine species. According to Rob Werner's article, A Straw or No Straw, posted on the Association of Zoos and Aquariums, the author estimated that as many as 70% of seabirds and 30% of turtles have ingested some types of plastic from the ocean. Manufacturing plastic straws also contributes to global warming. Numbers will be presented later in the speech. After today's presentation, I'm sure you'll be more aware of the problem that plastic straws create.
Now that we have reviewed the three main points, and I will move on to my first one, should plastic straws be banned? I would like to talk about the pros of the ban. To begin with, the plastic straw bans can lessen the pollution. Plastic straws cannot be recycled, and most of them are dumped in landfills or in the ocean. According to the National Park Service website, in just US alone, 500 million straws are used every day. These straws contaminate the ocean or get disposed as garbage. A plastic straw can help the environment by preventing such pollution. Secondly, banning the plastic straws can protect marine animals. These small pieces of plastics can easily choke or kill animals like birds or sea turtles. Finally, there are many environmental alternatives available to replace plastic, such as paper and glass. Many companies are now providing single-use paper straws. With plastic straw bans, people can still choose other straws.
Now that we've talked about pros of the ban, I would like to touch on cons of the ban. Some people with disabilities might require plastic straws to drink. For some people, using plastic straws is the only way they can drink, as the alternatives such as paper could be easily bitten through. Other alternatives such as metal straws are not as flexible as plastic straws, so they cannot bend to different angles like the plastic ones. The reusable metal straw is easily forgotten. Although metal straws are a popular alternative to the plastic ones, users of it are required to clean them after every use, otherwise they will be unsanitary to use. Also, the user of these straws needs to carry them everywhere they go, which is not an usual habit, and people tend to forget about them. The ban could also harm small businesses. Small local businesses such as boba tea shops will have to change their straws to alternative ones, which are generally more expensive than plastic. For example, a paper straw costs 2.5 cents, whereas the plastic straw costs half a cent. In large scale, the cost slowly accumulates, and small businesses that rely on straws could be harmed.
After we knew the pros and cons of the prohibition, now we are going to focus on the statistics of the plastic straws. According to Sarah Gibson's article, A Brief History of How Plastic Straws Took Over the World at National Geographic, there are 8 million tons of plastic flow into the ocean every year, and a single plastic straw takes up to 200 years to decompose. In just the US alone, one estimate suggests 500 million straws are used every single day, which is enough straws to circle the Earth 2.5 times. Because plastic straws met the demand of a society increasingly looking for convenient items, you can see the graph on the right side of the slide. 1.5 million tons of plastic were produced in 1950, but by 2015, the world was producing 322 million tons of plastic. Plastic waste has become one of the biggest threats to the world.
The reason why plastic waste has become one of the biggest threats to the world is because single-use plastics are a large contributor to climate change. Every stage of this plastic's life is impactful to our climate, and it emits an extreme amount of greenhouse gases. Plastic produced to carbon dioxide release is around a 1:5 ratio. So far, the 150 million tons of single-use plastics produced in 2018 created 750 million tons of carbon. This graph from Princeton Education shows the carbon emissions to plastic production trend over time. Plastic pollution should be managed, but sadly, only 9% of plastic is recycled, so it has become a bigger problem. This is an universal issue that may sound difficult to improve the situation, since we live in a world that's so reliant on plastic. But it's not impossible. There are countless solutions that could put a stop to plastic pollution.
That I have answered my question, what do plastic straws have to do with the climate change? I will move on to my third and final question, how plastic pollution is affecting marine life. First, do you know how pervasive a threat is plastic to seabird? According to American Bird Conservancy 2020 article, plastic poses an enduring threat to seabird. It said that scientists have found plastic garbage landing on birds' nests on remote islands and choking the stomach of seabird in the middle of the Pacific, thousands of miles from land. The worst offender are items people use every day: plastic stone sticks, straw, and plastic bottle. Millions of seabirds are killed from the effect of plastic pollution every year, and one of the most common plastic items they ingest are straw. The plastic will reduce the storage volume at their stomach and automatically causing them to starve.
Sea turtles, just like seabirds, are also victims of detrimental plastic pollution in the oceans. According to a report published in September 2018 by New York Times, more than half of all sea turtles from all 7 species around the world have eaten plastic debris. Study shows that while some sea turtles have been found to swallow hundreds of bites of plastic, just 14 pieces can be extremely lethal and threatening to their lives. Why are sea turtles so vulnerable to plastic pollution? The first reason is that sea turtles often mistake plastic bags for jellyfish, which are one of their top food resources. Additionally, because of their unique anatomy, sea turtles are not able to vomit things once they have ingested them.
Not only sea turkey, fish is also affected by the plastic pollution. According to ocean plastic pollution, fish in the North Pacific ingested 20,000 to 24,000 tons of plastic each year, which can cause intestinal injury and death, and transfer plastic up the food chain to bigger fish, marine mammals, and human seafood eaters. A recent study found that a quarter of the fish at market in California contained plastic in their gums, mostly in the form of plastic microfibers. Marine mammals ingested and get tangled up in plastic. Large amounts of plastic debris have been found in their habitats of critically endangered Hawaiian moxels. Entanglement in plastic debris has also led to injury and mortality in the endangered Steller sea lion, with packing bands the most common endangered material.
Now you have heard my speech. You have seen the fact. For customers, using the plastic straws can be more convenient, but is it more important than a healthier environment and climate? For food suppliers, supplying plastic straws can be cheaper than other alternatives. But is it cheaper than life of marine creatures? When you know that an act as small as stop using straws can help save our planet and life, would you be willing to sacrifice some conveniency or benefit and stop using plastic straws? Well, we are used to plastic straws nowadays. It even grows into a group habit. I hope after today, when you're having a Coke again, you will think about drinking it straightly from the cup or a can. Small acts like this can save the planet and our future too.